Shyam, Shyam Radhe, Gopala, Krishna Hare, 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 Krishna.
Welcome everyone to Yoga Body and Mind. My name is Lois Nesbitt. I've been teaching yoga out here on the East End for more than 30 years. I also teach in New York City and around the globe. But today I'm just happy to be bringing yoga back to my home turf. My intention with this program is two things: to talk about what we do when we practice yoga, because there's many different styles and techniques out there, and then why we practice, and finally to help you to find a yoga that works for you. So there'll be 3 different formats for this series. I'll have segments that are devoted to practice, on the mat, in a chair, sometimes just in your street clothes, standing up. I'll have sessions that I call Yoga SOS, where I zoom in on specific body parts, common injuries, way to prevent and heal injuries that might have come from yoga or any other aspect of your life. And finally, little yoga talks again on the why, the ideas behind the yoga, so that hopefully you'll understand that yoga is more than cat and cow, up dog and down dog. So welcome, and let's get started. Welcome everybody to Yoga Body and Mind. My name is Lois Nesbitt, and our focus today is on hip opening. So we're filming this in the dead of winter. It's a time of year in the yoga calendar that they associate with the element of earth. So things are heavy, still, the ground is literally buried with snow, animals are in hibernation. It's a time when the world is kind of shutting down. The earth element in your physical body is associated with the pelvis, which is the center of gravity, the heaviest, densest place, the biggest bones, the strongest muscles. And so that area gives us a lot of stability. However, it can also become stiff and stuck. So one of my friends said one time that he felt like when he tried to do hip openers, the joints were filled with cobwebs. And someone else said, mine's more like cement. So if you're feeling any of that lockdown in your hips, today's practice is going to be really helpful. But the other interesting thing about stiffness in the hips is that it's not just like one stiff place. Certain muscles will get over tight, others will not be as resistant. And so when we get in there, you're probably going to be a bit askew. And when we get everything back in place, the muscles will release. So I never do this in public classes because it makes people sleepy, but we're going to start lying down on your backs. So if you can all turn, feet toward the middle of the room, heads to the sides, come down to lie on your back, because the safest place to start working on the hips is lying down, so there's no pressure on the lower back. So we're going to start with some really simple moves. First one is called windshield wipers. So if you just bend your knees, place your feet a little wider than hip width apart, and slowly sway your knees side to side. Nice and easy. So if anyone has lower back problems, sensitivity, pain, I encourage you to do this before you get out of bed in the morning. Karen and Antoinette feet could be even wider apart. And go nice and slow. And if you have the mobility, you can take the knees all the way to the mat. If you're just getting warmed up, not so far. Great. So you just do those a few rounds. This helps to loosen up the outer thigh, the IT band, and release the lower back. So many people with stiff lower backs, they roll out of bed in the morning and immediately the back seizes up. So this can help prevent that. Okay, come back to center and stretch your left leg down along the mat. Hug your right shin in toward you and just hold. Now everybody wake up the left leg, spread the toes, yes, and extend actively out through the sole of that foot as though you were reaching it to the end of your mat. So that's just as important as the stretch that's happening in the right leg, because we want to open up the front of the left hip. And then switch it out. Extend the right leg out and bring the left leg in and actively extend through the right foot. And this just go back and forth a few times, bringing one knee in and then the other at any pace that works for you. So just gentle movements, starting to get the blood flowing, or as the yogis would say, the prana. Great. Okay, a couple more times. Okay. And then plant both feet on the mat. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Interlace your fingers behind your left thigh and gently draw the legs in. Now we're just getting started, so do the best you can. If you can't reach, you can always use a strap around or a towel around the thigh. Now you can hold here. You can rock the hips gently side to side, or you can circle the hips. Whatever feels like gives you the most release. Yeah. So when you circle, it'd be more like this. Feel that? Yeah. Nice and slow. Keep your feet flexed and your ankles flexed. So that's going to protect your knees. If you're circling, reverse your circle. And just explore, where are your cobwebs? Where's your cement? Go a little slowly through the parts that feel the most stuck or the most resistant. And then we're going to switch out the legs. So flip it out. So left ankle over right knee. And either hold or rock side to side or circle. So the other thing about muscles that are tight and stiff is that they often don't have much sensation. So as this practice, as we go along, if you just become more aware that you have hips, that there's a part of your body below your head, that would be progress. Good. Let me do the other side quickly since I did for your first one. Oh, well, hopefully we can fix that. Improve that. Okay, both feet down on the mat, and just with your feet flat on the mat, just wiggle your hips side to side a little, give a little shake. Yes. And then let's take your legs up in the air and just shake out your legs. Just give them a shake. Yep. Feet, ankles, hips. Yep. A little loose. Good. And then open your legs into a wide straddle. Cross your legs in the middle, one leg in front of the other. And then release out and cross the other leg in front. Just swing back and forth, out and in. So opening the inner thighs a bit. So there are muscles in the front, back, inner and outer thighs all need to be opened up. We talk about opening the hips. We're not actually opening the joint. We're releasing the muscles that support the joint. Great. Okay, come back to center. Take hold of the back of your thighs and rock up to sit. And then come around onto all fours. So again, we're not weight bearing so much on the hips when we do these warm-ups, but just allowing a little more freedom of movement. So cat and cow, as you inhale, let your arch down, and as you exhale, round up. Inhale, arch down, exhale up, and continue. Inhale, exhale through the nose. Ashley, rather than the mouth is Pilates breath. So in yoga, the breath moves in and out through the nose. Now come back to all fours, neutral spine. Extend your right leg out behind you, foot flexed, toes spread. Inhale, lift your leg, lift your chin. Exhale, round and bring your knee to your forehead. Inhale, lift your leg, lift your chin. Exhale, round. And continue that way in a nice steady rhythm. Yep, just getting a little warmth into the hips. Notice if your weight is shifting to the left, keep the weight centered by, without actually moving your hands, pull them toward the midline. That'll help stabilize in the center. Great. Okay, and then lower that knee down and switch legs. Take the left leg up, lift the left leg. Inhale, lift the leg, lift the chin. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. And the foot can be gently flexed, not too athletic. Antoinette, turn the back thigh in. When you take the leg out behind you, don't let it turn out. Better. Yep. Exhale out, inhale in. Sorry, inhale out, exhale in. Okay, both knees down, all fours. Walk your hands one hand length further forward, and then curl your toes under, lift up into down dog, and start pedaling out your feet. Take a little walk, bending one knee and then the other. Feel that stretch move into your calves and hamstrings. Yeah, so the feet don't actually move forward and back. You're just pedaling in place, like walking in place. Good. Nice and slow, so we get one leg at a time in case, as with most of us, one leg is tighter than the other. Good. And then inhale, bend both knees. Exhale, straighten both legs. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale. Hold down dog for just a moment. I would make a little longer down dog, walk back. So when you're warming up the lower body, especially, longer stride in down dog is going to be much kinder for the lower back. Okay, walk your feet slowly forward to meet your hands. Place your hands on your hips and come up to stand. Now, in the warm-up part of any practice, slow, short holdings and movement is advised. We're not going to go into like a long holding when the muscles are not trained to align well. So we'll do a few rounds of sun salutations. So you're going to circle your arms out to the sides and up, and then exhale, bow forward. Inhale, right foot back, right knee down onto the mat. Circle your arms out and up. Exhale, place your hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Again, a little longer. Inhale, come forward, plank. Exhale, lower it down to your knees, and then all the way down, belly and chest to the mat. Good, yep. Inhale, curl up, cobra. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. You guys are doing great. Inhale, step your right foot forward, left knee down, and circle your arms out and up. Exhale, place your hands, step forward and bow. Inhale, circle arms out and up. And exhale, circle the arms out and down. Inhale, left foot back, left knee down. Circle your arms out and up. Exhale, place your hands, step back, downward dog. Doing great. Inhale, forward plank, looking good. Exhale, lower down. Knees, hips, belly, we're modifying because we're just warming up. Inhale, curl up, cobra. Exhale, back down dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee down. Circle out and up. Exhale, place your hands, step forward, bow. Inhale, circle out and up. Exhale, down again. We'll just do two more like that. Right foot back, right knee down. Circle out and up. Exhale, place your hands, step back, downward dog. Inhale, forward. Exhale, down. Inhale, curl up. Exhale, back down dog. Inhale, right foot forward, left knee down, circle out and up. Exhale, place your hands, step forward, bow. Inhale, circle out and up. Exhale, down again. Left foot back, left knee down, circle out and up. Exhale, place your hands, step back, downward dog. Inhale, forward plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, curl up, cobra. Exhale, back down dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee down, circle out and up. Exhale, step forward, bow. Inhale, circle out and up. Exhale, down again. Right foot back, right knee down. This time hold, arms by your sides. And then place your left arm on your left thigh or bring the hand to the mat inside your leg. Right hand is going to the right foot and pulling the heel in toward the outer edge of your right hip. Now, yeah, you can walk your front foot a little further forward if you need to get lower to the ground to make this easier. Yes. Then you can either keep the left hand on the mat or bring it up on your thigh. Wherever you are, spin your belly and chest to the left and then scoop your tailbone. So big time thigh stretch here, a little bit of balance going on. That's why I said it's okay to put the hand back down if you need to. No harm, no foul. But if you can keep the hand up, it's a little easier to scoop your tailbone and deepen the stretch in that right thigh. Okay, now, if you're still with me, switch hands. Put your left hand on your right foot. Right palm down on the floor, nice and wide, and take a twist open to the left. To the left. That's it, Ashley. Good job. Still drawing the heel in. Now, the heel, when it comes in, should be at the outer edge of your hip, not in the middle of your butt. Yeah, that's it, Karen. So to the right of the right hip. All right, back to center. Come back to a runner stretch. So you're kneeling on your right knee still, but left leg's going to come out in front of you. Foot is flexed, toes are spread. And rather than sitting down, come up a little bit if you can, Ashley, so that you don't, yeah, can you come forward like this? Yeah, walk your foot forward. There you go. Yeah, and then bring your hands down, they've touched. Okay, all right. Now, without actually moving the foot, pull it energetically toward you, lengthen out over the leg, and you should feel some heat in the back of your left thigh, your hamstrings, and your calf. If this is not enough of a stretch, you can slide on down towards some stage of the splits, but easy does it, because this is a slow moving kind of a warm-up practice. Make sure that your back heel is in line with your knee. There we go. Now, the further down you go, like where Missy is in the front row there, the more you need to pull in. So stay where you are, but pull the back knee forward and the front foot back. And then spin your belly and chest a little to the left, everybody. Turn toward the front leg. Oh, this is why everybody loves hip openers. I'm kidding. If I announced in a public class that we're doing hip openers, half the people would probably leave the room, right? You guys are trapped. Yep. So important, though, especially at this time of year, the longest, coldest winter I can remember. All right, slide back and return to downward facing dog. And just take a moment, even out your weight on 2 hands, down dog, 2 hands and 2 feet, and feel the difference in the front of the hips and the back of the thighs, right? So we've just done one side, long holding. Now you're going to step the other foot forward, right foot forward, left knee down. Same idea. I should have mentioned this, though. If you need to fold up like Karen did, the edge of a mat to give yourself a little extra padding under the back knee, totally fine. Left hand to left foot this time. And again, if possible, the heel is coming if it gets in that close, it's coming to the outer edge of the hip, not to the middle of the butt. And then you either have that front hand on the floor for balance or up on your thigh. Spin your belly and chest to the right, scoop your tailbone. Breathing, yeah. So, I should mention, if this is too much kneeling, you can come down onto your belly and hold the foot. Yeah, yes, always an option. Because this is a little bit of a balance, and so other leg, Karen, left leg is coming in. Oh la la, relax your face. Oh, it's just yoga. All right, switch hands. Karen, you stay with the same hand if you're on your belly. But if you're kneeling, we're going to add the twist. So you're holding the left foot with the right hand and spinning your gaze up over your right shoulder. All right, come back to center. Karen, join us back on all fours, kneeling rather. Everybody else, legs stay still out in front. Right leg forward for the runner's stretch. So again, however low you're coming, the action is to telescope that leg into its socket. If you are like Missy, you feel like you can go further down, go for it. But the further down you go, the more flexibility you have, the more stability you need. So you guys are going to pull the back knee forward, front foot back, and turn the belly and chest to the left. Now, if you have not done, to the right. If you have not done hip opening in a while, you may feel this a little bit later on today or tomorrow, but in a good way. And optimal solution to sore muscles the next day is just to do this segment again. So we're going to archive the shows on YouTube so that they're always available to you. Okay, slide that foot back, step forward and bow. Inhale, circle arms out and up. And exhale. Okay, well done. Everybody warming up? All right, so you're going to stand now facing the front of your mat, knees bent, hands to the outer edges of your shins, about 3 inches below your knees. Bend your knees and make sure that they're tracking over your ankles. They're not bowing in, they're not widening out. And then press in on the shins, but resist enough that the knees stay wide. Poke your butt up in the air, widen your sitting bones, and fold forward over straight legs. And just breathe. So we're being very precise about how we line up the shins, knees, and hips so that you get the safest and most effective stretch. Inhale, bend the knees, place your hands on your hips, come up to stand. And then turn to face the stage, the front. Hands on your hips, feet wide apart, 4 or 5 feet, long enough as you would do for a warrior 2. Check that your feet are parallel, neither turned in nor turned out. So straight ahead, in line, Ashley, with the front of the room. So feet, see how she has it not turned out? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, hands to hips. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, take a bow. Place your fingertips a little in front of your, in between your feet, a little bit out in front. Lengthen your spine forward, and then exhale, fold. Focus now, as you bow forward, is on the sitting bones turning up and away from each other. And the weight is forward on the feet, Missy, so not rocking back so much into your heels. There you go. So when your hips are in the right place, you're almost going to feel like you're falling forward. You could probably take a little longer stride here, a little wider. Mm-hmm. Good. Yeah. Now, if your head touches that easily, Karen, I would lower it down 1 level so that you still have to lengthen to reach. Yep. Yeah, because you're getting a nice release for your spine here as well. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, walk both hands over to the right. Place your left hand on your outer right calf or ankle. Raise your right arm up in the air and take a twist. Yes, you can come around the front here. And then twist. That's it. And gaze is up to the upper thumb. Now, both legs are straight, Karen, and everybody roll the left thigh in and the right thigh out. Left thigh in, right thigh out. Both legs are straight. Both legs are straight. There we go. Yeah, don't let your aunt mess you up here. All right, back through center over to side 2. Walk both hands over to the left. That would be right hand to outer left ankle. Yes, you got it, Ashley. Your left arm up, gaze up. Both legs are straight. Left thigh rolling in, right. Yes, beautiful. Right hip rolling out. Good. Okay, back to center. Now, if your legs straighten easily here, grab hold of your big toes with the first 2 fingers of each hand. Pull up on your toes and exhale, lower down to get a little deeper stretch. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just turn the hands so that they're a little bit out like this. Yeah, and then first 2 fingers. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, step or jump your feet toward each other. All right, turn to face the center of the room again. And you're going to bring your legs into a big diamond with about 6 inches between your big toes. So I'm not a big fan of seated poses. I think we sit enough in daily life. But since you guys have warmed up the hips a bit today, we'll just do a couple. So take 2 hands to each thigh and rotate them in. Lift your hips up, rotate the thighs in. And then bring your thumbs to the soles of your feet. Inhale, lengthen upward. Exhale, come forward between your 2 knees. And feet are about 6 inches apart, not touching on this one. Yeah, it's not Baddha Konasana, a little different. This pose is actually called Tarasana. It's named after the goddess Tara, who is the goddess of the earth. If you've seen the movie Gone with the Wind, the plantation is named Tara, after the goddess of the earth. All right, inhale, come up. Who knows how they knew Indian goddess back then, but now you can slide your hips, bring your feet together, slide your hips forward to meet your heels. Now, some of you will be more comfortable on a block in this pose. Karen, yeah, you want to probably sit up. So if your knees are higher than your hip bones, we're a little short on props today, but that would be the idea. Or you could sit up on a folded mat. But yes, no issues over here. Good. Yeah. Now, if your knees are high, you want to keep your hands behind you for that little extra lift, right? So that you stay forward on your sitting bones. And then everybody just close your eyes and just breathe into the inner thighs. That's probably where you're feeling this one. So release, 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 right? Notice that the more you press your heels in, the easier it is to release. So we're plugging the thigh bones into their sockets and getting some release of all that pent-up tension. All right, come back up. One more here, wide-legged straddle. Upavista Konasana. Iron the back of your legs to the floor. Feet are not turning out. They're not turning in. They're straight up. Again, if it helps, you can push your fingertips on the floor behind you, roll forward so that the inner thighs start to roll in. Then if you're just getting started, you can stay upright. If you're a little more flexible, you can start to lengthen down between the legs and deepen the stretch in the inner thighs. Yeah, but notice now as you come forward that the feet will start to roll in, so they should be straight up, neither in nor out. Looking good. And Karen, I would just keep your head lifted on this one rather than rounding. Mm-hmm. All right, come back up. Bring the legs together. Give them a little shake. Come down onto your backs. Bend your knees, lying down on your backs. Bend your knees again, feet parallel for one bridge pose. So arms by your sides, palms facing up. Press down into your palms, your shoulders, your arms, your head, and raise your hips up into the air for bridge. Interlace your fingers underneath your back. I would not use a blanket under your head on these. Flattens your neck, yeah. Good. Now, just to wake up the legs one more time, without actually moving your feet, pull them toward your shoulders, but lengthen out through your knees. Feet pull in, knees reach out. Good. All right, and then release down. Step your feet a little wider if they're not already. And windshield wipers, same thing we did in the beginning. Notice if it feels a little different. Hips are down, so you release your arms. Yeah, hips touch the floor. Good. So just notice the progress. So even in those cobwebby cement joints, with a little bit of work, we can usually get some release, even in a short period of time. Yoga is pretty great with instant gratification. All right, come back up. Stretch the right leg out, left leg in, hug the shin. Right leg out along the floor, hug the shin. Yeah, left leg in. Mm-hmm. So same thing we did before. Notice if there's a little more freedom of movement there. Great, I'm hearing yeses on my in-stage audience. Now, unfold the left leg, take it up in the air, interlace your fingers behind your thigh, and just add another, nope, same leg, I'm sorry, I got right leg in. Whichever leg you have up. Oh. All right, and then switch it out. Lengthen that leg down slowly. Reach it out toward the end of your mat. Yes, keep the space. And then bring the other knee in, whichever one that is for you. Hug in the shin. Opposite leg stays strong and long like you did before. And then straighten the leg up in the air. Hands behind the thigh. Yep, lengthen through both legs. And slowly release and lengthen down. And last one, just raise your arms overhead, stretch through all four limbs. And then release your arms down by your sides for Shavasana. So as we're nearing the end of the segment, what I would encourage you to do at this time of year, especially after a hip opening practice, is take a longer Shavasana than usual. So if you do the little 3 or 4 minute special, make it 7 minutes in the winter. Feel the grounding energy. So when you release the pelvis the way we did today, you should feel heavier and more integrated with the earth, more stable, more settled, all the positive things about winter. So just bathe in that. Shavasana is the earthiest of all the poses because the most parts of the body are touching the earth. The most stable of all the poses, hard to fall out of Shavasana. So allow yourself to enjoy that stillness, that freedom that you've cultivated, that ease throughout the body. And if you get a little ungrounded, life pulls you out of yourself. A practice like we did today, it's the perfect recipe for coming back home and feeling that sense of safety, security, and stability. So thank you to all my demonstrators. I'm going to leave them in Shavasana. I'm going to leave the studio audience in Shavasana so that, like I said, you can really take your time here. Namaste. Thanks for joining me today, everyone. If you'd like to find out more about me and my yoga offerings, please visit my website, which is loisnesbityoga.com. If you missed an episode, you'd like to replay an episode, or you want to weave some of these practices into your daily routine, please check out the archived episodes. You can find them on my yoga channel on YouTube, which is Lois Nesbit Yoga. They're also available on the LTV East Hampton website, which is ltveasthampton.org, and the LTV YouTube channel, which is LTV East Hampton. See you next time.
LTV's programming is made possible by the New York State Council on the Arts, with the support of the Office of the Governor and the New York State Legislature.